Many of you are seeing first reports of violent crime at the hands of illegal immigrants on your local news programs, and then it becomes bigger after that. That's because with more than 10 million people that we can account for, that's not including the gotaways and so on and so forth, who have come across our southern border under the Biden-Harris leadership, this type of crime could happen anywhere across the country. Wealthy neighborhoods now are no exception. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, or ICE, just arrested 4 illegal immigrants on the wealthy island of Nantucket, all in just 48 hours. The suspects are charged with raping or sexually assaulting children or adults on the island. Over the last month, the feds also arrested 2 additional illegal immigrants in Massachusetts, one on Martha's Vineyard, who was charged with raping a minor. Another arrested near Boston was convicted of having child sexual abuse material. Former acting ICE Director Tom Homan.
There's no vetting process. They say they vet these people, but American people need to know. We don't have access to other countries' criminal databases. We don't know who they are or what criminal record they are. If they come from El Salvador, Guatemala, or Venezuela, we don't have access to that information. So when we take your fingerprints and run them, we're running them against our databases. So vetting process is terrible, and that's why we keep seeing these criminals come to our attention that were released by this administration.
Tom always explains it. You can't forget what he says. In St. Louis, Missouri, police charged an illegal immigrant in the killing of an officer. The suspect is accused of fatally hitting the cop with his car while drunk driving. Republican Congresswoman Nancy Mace of South Carolina is a member of the House Oversight, Armed Services, and Veterans Affairs Committees. First of all, I just want to gather from you now the latest movement on this, now that we are seeing more of this type of crime.
Right. No, absolutely. And in fact, just last week, Harris, 158 Democrats voted against my bill, the Violence Against Women by Illegal Aliens Act, that would deport these criminal illegal aliens who are raping our women, who are pedophiles, and who are murdering our women and girls, just as you cited in Nantucket and other places. Every town has become a border town. Every state has become a border state. And I right now am taking on one of my local county sheriffs who has ignored ICE, who's allowed over 50 criminal illegal aliens out onto the street of South Carolina, including one alleged pedophile as recently as August. They get arrested and they get released. This is not the American way. They need to go. They need to be deported out of our country immediately. And that's what my bill would do. But we had 158 Democrats vote against it last week. It's insane.
All right, I want to get into it. It's all of a sudden hotlined in the Senate.
Yep.
And it is H.R. 7909, Violence Against Women by Illegal Alien Act. And it's fast-tracked now. First of all, tell me how that happens, and just so the broader audience understands this term of hotlined inside the Senate, your bill.
Right. When a bill passes out of the House, it goes over to the Senate, and any senator can, quote, hotline the bill and fast track it for a vote. Now, what a senator can do anonymously, and I expect it to happen this week, is, quote, put their name on the bill and prevent it from going to a vote in the Senate. If that happens, I would hope and I would encourage any senator in the Senate chamber to go to the floor and do a unanimous consent request to get it voted out of the Senate. So again, I expect it to be prevented from going to a vote, but I think we should try everything we can, every tool in the toolbox in the Senate to get it to the president's desk to be signed into law.
Look, this is probably an obvious question, but the title is Violence Against Women by Illegal Aliens Act.
Right.
Who would be against that?
Right. I want to force a Democrat to go on record in the Senate and vote against it or vote it down. That's what we should be doing. Otherwise, it should go immediately to the desk of Joe Biden to be signed into law. If your motto is, we care about all women, show us how you care about American women and girls.
All right. I want to move to censorship now. The House Oversight Subcommittee on Cybersecurity is waiting on the White House right now to turn over records related to their alleged social media suppression campaign. Congresswoman, I know that as you look at this, you can make it make sense to us. You head the committee and issued a cease and desist to Biden and Kamala Harris, who have so far failed to meet today's deadline. The House investigation follows last month's shocking admission from Meta CEO Mark Zuckerberg. His letter to Congress vindicated what many already believed. The Biden administration pressured social media platforms to censor information. Congresswoman.
As they so often do, as the Biden-Harris administration so often does, is obfuscate and not provide information, whether it was the attempted assassination of Donald Trump or the censorship and, I believe, election interference to some degree by the administration with social media companies. They have tried to thwart all efforts to provide this information to Congress. It's wrong, and we ought to hold them accountable, and I expect that we will in the weeks and months ahead.
Real quickly, why would anybody want to block information about the assassination of former President Trump? Just a real quick answer. I'm curious as to what you're looking for there.
If there's nothing to hide, why hide it, is the only question I have. Information and sunlight is the best medicine. We need to know what went wrong and how it went wrong. And Senator Rand Paul has a report coming out today. It's fascinating to see what balls were dropped and what risks were put on Donald Trump's life.
Yeah, there's so many things that kind of lead like a web right back to what's going on with those two assassination attempts now. Congresswoman Mace, always great to have you in focus. Thank you.
Hey everyone, I'm Emily Campagno. Catch me and my co-hosts Harris Faulkner and Kaylee McEnany on Outnumbered every weekday at 12 p.m. Eastern, or set your DVR. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page for daily highlights.